Have you ever had that feeling where your life just seems to be on repeat? You wake up, you scroll, you rush through your day, you crash into bed exhausted, and then you do the exact same thing all over again. Well, today we're going to talk about breaking that cycle. There's a simple 30-minute system that literally puts you back in the driver's seat of your own life. So let me ask you this, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Are you actually living your life, or are you just existing? It's a tough question, I know, but it gets right to the heart of what we're digging into today. Are you making conscious choices, or are you just going through the motions? And that's the feeling, right? That little nagging voice in the back of your head that says, wait, where's all the time going? This is what it feels like to be on autopilot. It's a state where your unconscious habits, not your intentional choices, are the ones quietly steering your future. The truth is, most of us are drifting. We let the news cycle, our phone notifications, other people's emergencies, we let all of that control our time and our mood. It's a totally reactive way to live, and honestly, it leaves you feeling completely powerless. Now, here's the interesting part. When you try to change this, it feels like you're pushing a massive boulder up a steep hill. I mean, it is this incredible, back-breaking strain. You're pouring sweat, and you feel like you're making absolutely zero progress. It's the point where most people just give up. But here is the secret. The goal isn't to push that boulder forever. No way. The goal is to build just enough momentum to get that thing to the top of the hill. Because what happens then? Gravity takes over. And all of a sudden, that same force that was working against you starts working for you. And that, my friends, is where everything changes. So you're probably wondering, how do we build that momentum? We use this system, a repeatable framework that I like to call the Sunday reset. Think of this as the mechanical fix that's going to get you and your boulder to the top of that hill. And let's be super clear here. This is not just about tidying up your apartment, okay? Though, yeah, that can be a part of it. This is a 30-minute strategic meeting with yourself to stop the drift and to reclaim your week with actual, genuine intention. This whole framework is built on 3 simple but really powerful pillars. You can think of them as the blueprint you'll use every single Sunday to design the week you actually want to live. Okay, let's dive into pillar 1. This is the foundation for everything else that follows, and it is all about building awareness. We're calling this the mindset audit. You see, so many of us are just sleepwalking through our days, completely oblivious to the hundreds of tiny choices we're making. This 10-minute audit is your alarm clock. It's your wake-up call. And it's so simple, it's almost ridiculous. You just ask yourself 2 questions about the week that just passed. What went well? And what didn't? That's it. By doing this, you're actively rewiring your brain. You're teaching it to learn from your experiences instead of just mindlessly repeating them. All right, on to pillar number 2. So once you have that awareness from pillar 1, it's time to get proactive. This is where we start to really shape the week ahead. This pillar is all about defeating what I call microwave mentality, our crazy obsession with instant results. Look, real progress is slow. So instead of making a to-do list with 20 different things on it, you are going to pick your top 3 priorities for the entire week. These are your deep work targets, the things that will actually move the needle. And you have to burn this into your brain. 1 hour of deep, focused, uninterrupted work is worth more than 5 hours of scattered multitasking. We're not aiming for busyness here. We're aiming for effectiveness. Okay, let's move on to our 3rd and final pillar. And I'll tell you, this might be the most overlooked one, but it is easily the most powerful. It's called environment design, and the core principle here is simple, but it is profound. Your physical and social environment is almost always stronger than your willpower, so you have to stop trying to muscle through it and start designing an environment that makes success the path of least resistance. So what does that actually look like? Well, you could spend 10 minutes tidying your main workspace. You could audit your social inputs. Try to aim for 5 positive interactions for every 1 negative one. And hey, if your current circle isn't lifting you up, go find a podcast, a book, or an online community that does. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A 30-minute reset? Tidying my desk? How much can that really change things? Well, that brings us to the magic that makes this whole system work. The unbelievable power of the compound effect. Let me ask you a quick question. If I gave you a choice between these 2 options, which one would you pick? Option A is $5,000 cash right now. Option B is a single magic penny that doubles in value every single day for a month. Go on, be honest. Which one do you take?
Most people take the 5 grand. And for the first couple of weeks, they look like a genius. I mean, after 10 days, that penny is only worth about $5. After 15 days, it's still only around $163. You'd be kicking yourself, thinking you made a terrible decision. But then, the compounding kicks in. And by day 30, that single penny is worth over $5 million. And this right here is the whole point. Your Sunday reset is that penny. It feels small, it feels insignificant at first, but week after week, those small, smart decisions start to compound into results that are just almost incomprehensible. So look, I don't want you to just click away from this feeling all inspired for 5 minutes. I want you to take action. So I've got a 15-minute challenge for you, and the best part is, you don't even have to wait until Sunday. You can start tonight.
Here's what you're gonna do. 2 simple steps. First, write down your top 3 most important tasks for tomorrow. Just 3. Second, set what's called a digital sunset, a specific time tonight when you are going to put your phone away. No more scrolling. Give your brain a chance to rest and reflect. That's it. That's your start.
And as you do that, I want to leave you with one final thought. It's a tool I call the deathbed perspective. Ask yourself this. If you were looking back on your life right now, would the things you're stressing about this week actually matter? This one question just cuts through all the noise, all the ego, all the comparison, and it reminds you what's truly important. Your future self is hoping you start today.